My name is Arshad Khan and I'm a filmmaker. My film is called Abu, which is the Urdu and Arabic word for father, and my film is about my very difficult relationship as a gay son with my very devout Pakistani Muslim father. For years I rejected Abu. I questioned his choices. How did my once joyous and cosmopolitan father go from this guy to this guy? They knew I was a queer, strange kid, even in Pakistan, and parents always know. But they need to kind of suppress it or contain it or restrain it, and they tried it all. But they were going through their own turmoil. First, when we moved to Canada, my older brother started dating a white Canadian from Newfoundland, and that was very hard for them. They felt like all their children are gonna marry outside of the culture, outside of the religion, and they panicked. They had a real panic, and then they all of a sudden wanted to educate us in the Quran and give try to make us more religious, trying to control us. Migration is the hardest thing in the world. That and coming out. Every time I would go home, my father would always bring it up, and everything would have a subtext of my being gay and ungodly in that way, and of course religious people think God is on their side, right? So you can't argue with them. There's no logic there, and so logic and religion are always seem kind of at war. I felt that way with my father. He became less and less logical, and that was sad. I spent a long time struggling for my father's approval. The man who equated being gay with being a drug addict or a murderer. Queer love is hard all over the world, but in Pakistan, love is hard. You cannot love a person outside of your class structure or outside of your religion, obviously not at all same sex, so love is very difficult. Abu once told me that there are no gays in Pakistan. For years I was so angry at him for failing to protect me, for failing to nurture my strength to fight back. I don't see why religion finds LGBTQI people a threat. It shouldn't be like that, People can be queer and they can be religious, and I'm hoping that future generations will reconcile this better, because my parents had a very hard time. I just needed to be understood.
Sir, do you think homosexuals have right in Pakistan?
In reality, I don't think so. They have any rights like a general human being, the one who are straight.
Okay. And what should the government do?
Government can give them protection. If the government comes to know, so people should not hurt them.
Okay. And as a people, we are living in the same community as they are. So what should we do? हम क्या स्टेप से ले सकते हैं?
We should not discriminate, because they are also human beings,
Okay.
And but accordingly to our Islamic culture, there may be some discrimination. If they openly disclose their identity.
Okay. And will you allow homosexual to work in the same community as you and your children?
I'm sorry, the last word was?
As you and your children. मतलब आपके
Yeah. I don't think so. There should be any discrimination, because unless they are they're not hurting any other kids,
Okay. ख्याल से होमोसेक्सुअल के राइट्स होने चाहिए या नहीं होने चाहिए?
जी, उनकी राइट्स होने चाहिए।
अच्छा, तो आप अपने सराउंडिंग में होमोसेक्सुअल को पसंद करेंगे अगर वो आपके सामने घूम रहा हो या आपके सामने खाना खा रहा हो?
जी, एज लॉन्ग एज वो मेरे इंटरफेयर नहीं करेगा मेरे इन्वायरमेंट में, मैं प्रेफर करूँगा।
अच्छा, तो आपके ख्याल से गवर्नमेंट को क्या करना चाहिए, क्या स्टेप लेना चाहिए?
गवर्नमेंट को चाहिए कि उनके लिए खास कोटा रखे
अच्छा
ताकि उन लोगों को अकोमोडेट किया जाए सोसाइटी के अंदर.
सही है सही है.
I am conducting this interview to understand the perspective of a homosexual. His name is concealed for privacy reasons, and he is a married 34 years old living his life as normal as he can. So, do you think you were born this way?
No, not exactly. I don't think so. Or maybe, yeah. I'm not sure it is.
So, how do you realize that you were gay?
Well, the feelings I didn't knew it was before, but actually I was never into women. I was too focused on the work and the company I enjoyed. I was in boys' school, so that was the company I was enjoying. And with women, I feel awkward. It's like being awkward and like.
So, what was your age? What year was your age when you realized all that?
I think in FSC.
When you were in your 11th, 12th grade.
Exactly.
So, have you told about this to like anyone in your family, or
No, I
does
can't
anyone
imagine.
know about it?
Because initially I was too काफी डरा हुआ था कि घर वालों से क्या रिएक्शन आएगा, and after that it's like well, it's got used to it.
Acha, so are you married?
Yeah, I'm married. I have two kids.
So how does that come along? You
There was an arranged
someone-
marriage, so I had to go because this is not like allowed in Pakistan also. So
Isn't it causing problems in your marriage then?
well, every marriage has problems. So
But like, what if your wife finds out?
well, I don't know. I don't know.
Do you think people will judge you for being different? Like if they get to know?
Well, you should ask who doesn't. In the society we are living, like everyone, that's bound to happen, and that's the reason one conceals it.
So have you felt this way, like you're being judged or something?
All the time, if they know, but that's the reason, like nobody knows.
Do you think Pakistan as a Muslim country will ever introduce homosexual rights and gay
I
marriage?
doubt it. I highly doubt it.
And what about your religious belief? Don't they like contradict with like your sexuality?
Well, that's really personal. Like I have a different connection with the God, like myself, and that was the reason I've like actually never engaged in anyone with anyone. Also, that's just the feelings one feel. Because like I was brought up in this culture also. Like I haven't engaged in, and that's mostly majorly because of the religion aspect.
No, thank you so much for your time.